Haven't made any videos for a while because I've been really busy building a new shop. But I am now at a point where I'm back working on my pickup a little bit. Welcome back to Daily Driving of Cummins. This episode is going to start off a little series about cooling because I've been having this issue where just daily driving, my water temp stays very healthy, sitting here at 188, 186, and then it'll get up to 194, 195, and then the thermostat opens and it drops back down, no problem. But when I'm towing heavy, it just doesn't seem to be keeping up, and the temperature creeps up, and it gets to the point where the Cummins ECU throws a code and says too hot, too hot. So I'm going to see what I can do to diagnose this issue and fix this issue. So here we go. I'm going to check some airflow readings here. So I got this, and if I blow on it, it's definitely working. So let's see what this fan's doing. This fan is literally doing jack shit. So it's basically not moving any air anywhere. I can't really feel air either. I think that's a result of it just being too close to the radiator and no shroud. Well, the Cummins is pulling 0.000 psi between the radiator and the intercooler, so there is not any airflow whatsoever. Now, before I go and do the work of making a custom shroud, I want to make sure I have the highest quality fan and the highest quality radiator I can get in here. So I'm going to switch to a 6.0 radiator. It's just ever so much bigger, plus it has a bigger TOC in it. And when I go to my Allison, that'll be what I want, so I'll do it now. But first thing, I'm going to replace that fan with this fan from a 6.4 Power Stroke. It's a 26-inch fan instead of 24, and it's got way more blades and way bigger blades, all that good stuff. So, plus, with this adapter, it should sit back quite a bit and give me more space between my radiator and the fan. So my measurement with this fan is up there. I'm at like literally 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch from that tank, which is not much at all. So let's see what we are with the 6.4 fan. Alright, here's the stock Cummins fan on top of that 6.4 fan, and I think that shows just how much more fan blade space it has. Hope that translates into better cooling. Only one way to find out, so let's get her done. Well, there she is. She's definitely bigger, and it's a good thing I'm going with the 6.0 radiator, because on this radiator, this fan blocks this, but on the new one, it'll be up about here. So, same thing over here, but everything seems to clear. So let's see what happens when I start it up. I can actually feel air. Holy cow. Alright, so my last detail is, what is the spacing between this fan and the tank? And it looks like it is hard to measure. A good 3/4 of an inch. That's good. The tank's going to be right. Yeah, a good 3/4 of an inch. So I gained a good 1/2 inch of clearance off that radiator. That's beautiful. All right, let's see if we get any vacuum in here between the radiator and the intercooler. Nope, still nothing. Didn't expect it without a shroud, but had to test it. So let's see if we can measure any air. Oh, look at that. 5 miles an hour. I'm actually moving air. Well, that's progress, isn't it? Yeehaw. Now I gotta figure out how to manufacture this thing. There we go. Alright, time to move on to the next step, which is this 6.0 radiator. I gotta weld up this because I don't need the degas plug. Make sure it doesn't leak, and then it should be ready to go in the truck. I also have this amazing custom bent hose by one of the guys in the Cummins tech group on Facebook, and I'll put a link to that in the description because it's really just quality kit. I think I'm going to have to shorten that a little bit but I think right about there is going to be just about perfect, so that'll be nice. And then lastly, I have this bulletproof diesel water pump I'm going to put in at the same time. And I don't think there's anything wrong with my current water pump, but it's got 300,000 miles on it and plastic impellers, so my idea is to upgrade to this bulletproof one and then just never worry about it again. And then it'll be time to start putting my shroud together. So let's get to it. Alright, I got my first draft in from Send Cut Send, and I'm super impressed with the quality. Like these cut lines, it's amazing. My shroud lines up a little bit. I was off on some measurements a little bit, so you can see that this cutout, let's see here, that cutout could be moved over that way a little bit. Both of these could be moved over 2 millimeters that way. Same here, 2 millimeters. Actually, this is like 5 millimeters off. So apparently this isn't in the same place on the 6.0 radiator as the 7.3 radiator exactly, but that's okay. And then these aren't fitting inside here because they're just off by a little bit. I can make that work by just trimming this a little bit, but I don't know if the fan circle is in the right spot. So I got to get this 6.0 radiator installed, and then I can take a look and see whether or not this hole's in the exact right spot. And if it is in the right spot, I'll just modify this and make it work. If the hole's not in the right spot, then I'll adjust that and order a whole new piece and then adjust all of this stuff so it lines up better. But that's my progress. Alright, Rob. Well, it looks like somebody may have already replaced this water pump because those are not plastic impellers. And it actually doesn't look like it's in that bad a shape, but the bulletproof diesel one definitely has more propeller. So I think it's going to probably move a little more air is my guess. You can definitely see a difference in the bearing size between that and that. That thing's huge. But I think this one, there's nothing fundamentally wrong with it, so it's going to go on the shelf for a backup. Yeah, the difference in the size of that and the size of that is just night and day. This bulletproof diesel water pump is a good piece of kit. Alright, here's the hose, bottom radiator hose I made. And there's the one that Peter's made, or whatever his name is. It did pretty good, I think. That bulletproof diesel pump definitely looks out of place. Alright, and this is what that 6.0 radiator looks like in here. Definitely a little taller. It went in. And radiator cap is still higher than the tank, so that's a good thing. Whew. On to the next part. Well, my shroud is in. So I now have a 6.0 4-core radiator, a 6.4 fan, and a shroud. And as you can see, my first project, TIG welding aluminum, it's not pretty, but it is functional. Go around the other side. I got this side warped a little bit, so there's a little bit of a gap right here, but not too bad. But there she is. And I also got a bulletproof diesel water pump, and I put a brand new thermostat in just because I had it apart, figured I might as well. I can't wait to get out and pull something heavy, but it's currently snowing here, so it's not going to be a very good test of coolant. So I think I'm going to end this video here, and then once it warms up a little bit, we'll hook up the camper and we'll go see how she does. I'll probably make another video about that just so my tube watchers can see my results. Have a good day.